Hey, good morning out there in record collecting land. It's Saturday, March 11th, 2023, and it was a great morning. As it turns out, my longtime good friend Keith Nisley, a fellow Heady Wax Fiend Record Club member, recently picked up a great collection of classic country. Now, it's not a perfect collection. It spent its time in storage. I'll have to do a fair share of ultrasonic cleaning, probably touch up the sleeves a little bit, get everything in shape, get everything re-sleeved and organized. And I have to grade them as well. So we'll see what comes out of this that stays on the shelf and in the collection. But these were some that I rescued from his large collection that he was able to pick up for a song, basically. It was a really good deal for him, and he's not a huge country music fan, and he generously said, come on down, take a look through this stuff. If there's anything you like, feel free to grab it. So I went this morning and I got a nice tote size filled with records, and I thought everybody likes a good dig video, right? So I thought I'd share it with you, test out some of my gadgetry. I have this microphone. We'll see if it sounds any better than just the phone would normally pick up. So the first one out of the pile, and there's no need to wait around, we got Jerry Lee Lewis, I-40 Country. There was a lot of Jerry Lee Lewis in this, and I just decided, yeah, they're worth the time to clean up and archive and listen to. Who doesn't like some yodeling? Grandpa Jones yodeling at that. I can't wait to listen to this. Some songs on here I've never heard anything about. T for Texas is on there. But Grandpa Jones, famous old-time country guy from the Grand Ole Opry. We'll see. Yodeling. It's amazing to think back on some of the skills that our grandparents, great-grandparents had. My grandfather could yodel fantastically, and why not listen to a little yodeling? Here's some old school George Jones, Country Heart, 24 favorite songs. This is a Columbia exclusive, record club exclusive. Who knows what's all on here? Looks like maybe a 2 LP set. White Lightning's on there. Everybody likes George Jones' White Lightning. So let's move along here. This is probably going to be a little bit of a longer video, but, it's free. It's Saturday. Maybe you have the time to listen. Here's some more George Jones. What we got there? Melba Montgomery. That must be the lady that's on this that I've never heard of. But look at that suit that George Jones is wearing. I mean, come on. Look at that guy. One of the best, the possum, in my opinion. Let's see what we got here. We have Jim and Jesse, Wildwood Flower. I picked this up because of the mandolin in there, and Wildwood Flower was one of my grandfather's favorite songs. So thought worth the time to clean up. On Harmony Records there. Let's see what, a lot of good 80s country in this, and the king, George Strait, Merry Christmas Straight to You. I'm sure it's good. I don't have a ton of Christmas records, but there's room for a George Strait Christmas record. Some more Jerry Lee Lewis, The Golden, featuring Invitation to Your Party. Old, looks like mid-60s. Says it's a Sun record, so hard to pass up a free Sun record for me. Big bluegrass special, the Green River Boys with Glenn Campbell. So, yeah, tell me I want some bluegrass with Glenn Campbell. This must have been early Glenn Campbell stuff. I'm a West Virginian, a proud West Virginian, so anytime I see anything that's West Virginia relevant, like this, Chicky Williams from out of the beautiful hills of West Virginia on Wheeling Records. Anybody that knows much about the history of country music knows that WWVA out of Wheeling was a master blaster type radio station that people listen to all over the East Coast. Another Wheeling, West Virginia tie-in, Doc Williams. Wheeling back to Wheeling. So I'll take That Don Williams being a famous country music artist on Wheeling Records. Here's a great Dwight Yoakam, Hillbilly Deluxe. Now, whoever had this record collection before must have had them stored somewhere, like a shed or something, because my hands, you can feel the dirt, but that's part of the hobby. Over here, more Dwight Yoakam, Buenas Noches from A Lonely Room. Yeah, I'll take some Dwight any day. Very generous of Keith to give me these. Highway 101, another 80s country band. This one looks like, let's see if I can find a date on it real quick. Says it's a full digital recording, so obviously we're looking at mid-80s here. Let's see, I don't want to bog you to 87. 1987, Highway 101. More Don Williams, New Moves. There's actually 2 copies of this. I didn't realize that. I'll gift this to some other person that enjoys Don Williams. Hey, Clint Black, just killing time. Great 80s stuff, huh? More Don Williams. We got Visions, Don Williams. Some folks say he's still on the line. That Wichita lineman, Glenn Campbell. Some more Glenn Campbell. Try a Little Kindness. You know, I'm convinced that movie that came out, Walk Hard, pretty sure it's about him mostly. More Glenn Campbell. 70s Glenn Campbell, Southern Nights. Thought these were cool. Clint Eastwood sings Cowboy Favorites. The quintessential movie star cowboy singing cowboy favorites. It's worth the time to clean up and grade and throw on. Hey, here's Any Which Way You Can, the soundtrack from Clint Eastwood's movie with the, you might remember that monkey, orangutan as it is. We're about halfway through here. A lot of Lefty Frizzell putting on The Sad Side of Love. The classic style of Lefty Frizzell. Saginaw, Michigan, Lefty. Here was a good one I was excited to see. I believe that's Tokyo, Oklahoma. John Anderson, that tribute album to John Anderson that came out last year is just fantastic. Mickey Gilley's Greatest Hits, Volume 1. Some more Lefty Frizzell, country favorites. It's amazing how many of these old country albums, you know, these are all dollar bin records, I guess you could say, but it's amazing that they haven't caught up with the classic rock, some of these old records. Here's a Sun record, Monsters, Jerry Lee Lewis. Greatest Hits from the Jukebox. Some on here, Big City, Merle Haggard. We got Johnny Paychecks, Take This Job and Shove It. George Jones, He Stopped Loving Her Today. Bobby Bare, Numbers. Ricky Skaggs, Heartbroke on there. Saw somebody a while back put up a Ricky Skaggs album and said, you know, I'm not really into this kind of country. And I'd invite you to take another look at Ricky Skaggs. Don Williams, Cafe Carolina. It's interesting, the sections of the country that have kind of written off this genre. Merle Haggard, High on a Hilltop. So many good albums from back in the day. The Fight Inside of Me, Merle Haggard. A lot of Merle in here, and I was excited to add those to my collection. Here we got Merle Haggard's 30th album, The Hag. Great songwriter. But we make it through December. This year it wasn't too hard to make it through December. It was a pretty mild winter in my neck of the woods. Look at that, guys. Louisiana woman, Mississippi man, they get together anytime they can. What we got here, Conway Twitty, he's got Linda on his mind. Look at that haircut. Good head of hair there. Got Beyond the Blue Neon, George Strait. We got Something Special, George Strait. Roy Orbison, The Original Sound, Sun Record. The Original Way, Roy. Would You Take Another Chance on Me, Jerry Lee Lewis, The Killer. Bill Monroe's Country Music Hall of Fame, yes sir. Mel McDaniel's Louisiana Saturday Nights on there. Oh, but yeah, there it is. Baby's Got Her Blue Jeans On. Good stuff from this guy. Jerry Lee, She Even Woke Me Up to Say Goodbye. Jerry Lee Lewis. Some more Jerry Lee Lewis. The Killer rocks on. Hall of Fame hits from Jerry Lee Lewis, Volume 1. Another Place, Another Time, Jerry Lee Lewis. Boogie Woogie Countryman, Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lewis and Linda Gale Lewis together. Is that the one he married when she was 14, a second cousin or whatever? Touching Home, Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis, There Must Be More to Love Than This. Advertising Coca-Cola on there. Sometimes a Memory Ain't Enough, Jerry Lee Lewis. Sings the Country Music Hall of Fame Hits Volume 2. So we got Volume 1 and Volume 2. Liberated. Jerry Lee Lewis, Southern Roots. Back Home to Memphis. She Still Comes Around to Love What's Left of Me, Jerry Lee Lewis. Country Class, Jerry Lee Lewis. So happy to add all this Jerry Lee to the collection here. Look at this. Love Me Like You Used To, Tanya Tucker. The Double T. Bill Anderson's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Reba McEntire. This might be her first album. I'm not sure about that. What am I gonna do about it? I think it's called. Put some Reba on the shelf. I'm a sucker for these square dancing records. It's a lost art form. Square Dance USA. Hey, the Dave Clark 5. Glad all over. Ricky Skaggs. Sign me up. Waiting for the sun to shine. Aren't we all? It is daylight savings time tonight at 2 o'clock in the morning. We lose an hour, but get some extra sunlight in the evening. Coast to Coast, Dave Clark 5. Just a few more here to go. If you're into this for so long, I imagine you'll finish it. Dick Clark, 20 years of rock and roll. The Everly Brothers Best. It's Everly time. Everly Brothers. We got some more Everly Brothers. A Date with the Everly Brothers. How about that? The world's favorite singing duo. The Bob Wills Story. He's still the king. Gunfighter Ballads, Marty Robbins. That's some quality stuff there. I'm happy to have that. Believe it or not, I don't have that in the collection yet. Don Williams, Expression. Merle Haggard, Someday We'll Look Back. I guess that's today for me. I'm looking back at all these records. Keep moving on from Merle. Tribute to the best damn fiddle player in the world, or my salute to Bob Wills, Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard and the Strangers. Hag. Just a few more here. They sing a sad song. Mama Tried, Merle Haggard. Heck yeah. Keene River, Merle Haggard. Kern River, that is, my mistake. That's what we got here. Yeah. Tom Powell and the Glacier Brothers. I recognize those guys' names from the Outlaws record from the 70s. My Love Affair with Trains, Merle Haggard. The Roots of My Raisin, Merle Haggard. Everybody loves this one, Hokey from Muskogee, Merle. Same Train, Different Time. Sings the great songs of Jimmy Rogers, 2 record set. Now that's, oh, there's one more here. It's All in the Movies, Merle Haggard. So that's a nice stack of records there to get for $0. Thank you very much, Keith. I hope your digging day is going well, and my work's cut out for me. Now the real work begins of putting these through the ultrasonic cleaner and getting them all graded and put in the discogs and up on the shelf in alphabetical order. The good news with that is you don't have to do it all today. So I appreciate the time that you put in to watch this little video, and maybe you saw something in there that you like or piqued your interest a little bit. 60s, 70s classic country. If you find it, I have a feeling, I'm going to speculate a little bit, that these records are eventually going to get caught up. And some of these old ones, these first press classic country albums from the 60s and the 80s country as well, I have a feeling that their value will continue to climb as days go by. So, for all you fiends out there and the fiendom, thank you for watching, and until next time, I hope you have a great day.